Hey guys, welcome back again for another fun training on Logitech G equipment. Today we're going to be talking about the newest keyboard in the Logitech G lineup, and that's going to be the G915 TKL. It's actually just announced about 2 weeks ago, and I got my hands on one to be able to chat with you guys here about it today. It's really an amazing keyboard. If you already know our G915 keyboard, which I covered in a previous training, this is just going to be the same thing in a smaller format. TKL, or what we say tournament style also, just means 10 keyless, meaning that there's no 10 key on the keyboard. Generally, when you see a standard keyboard, you'll see all the normal typing keys. You'll see your directional keys, and then on the far right, you'll see a 10 key, which is good for data entry and numbers. With 10 keyless keyboards, they're really designed with gamers in mind because a lot of times gamers aren't using that 10 key. Or if you're on a smaller desk space, it's really nice to not have to use all that real estate for that 10 key. So on a 10 keyless keyboard, it's going to have all the same features as all of our other keyboards, just without the 10 key portion. So today we are going to talk about the G915 TKL. It's the newest keyboard in our lineup and only the second TKL keyboard that we've ever launched in the Logitech G lineup. I'm going to show you guys a quick teaser, and then we're going to jump into an unboxing of the G915 TKL, and then we will compare the G915 TKL models, the clicky, also tactile and linear, in just a minute. Check out this video from our Logitech G team. Alright guys, let's jump into an unboxing here of the G915 TKL. Always one of my favorite parts is getting to see all of the new products in action. So the G915 TKL, obviously the box a little bit smaller than many keyboard boxes because it is a shorter keyboard. Today I'm going to be unboxing the tactile model, and you can see the different types of models just by looking at the front top right corner of the box here. We'll say what switch model there is, and there's the 3 different switch models, which if you guys haven't seen it before with our new lineup of switches, we do offer the GL Clicky, which is going to be similar to like a Cherry MX Blue, very clicky key switch. Although all of the low profile switches, which that's what the GL dignifies as opposed to the GX, and with that, the GL is actually going to be a much shorter throw. So it's going to be a lower distance. So with the total travel distance of the switch, it's going to be about 2.7 millimeters. With the actuation distance, it's going to be 1.5 millimeters. And it has about a 50-gram actuation force, which is a little bit more than some keys, but it is a low-profile switch, so you definitely want that additional tactileness of the actuation force. So we have the GL Clicky, if you like that loud, almost typewriter style feel, that audible response when you're typing. Next on the list, we do have our GL linear switch. The linear switch basically offers a smooth experience, so you're not going to feel any actuation when you're typing on it. Just top to bottom, it's going to be completely smooth and give you a real comfortable and also a more quiet experience. And last but not least is our GL Tactile. And the GL Tactile is somewhere between the clicky and the linear. So it's not a full click like what you get on the clicky keyboard, but there is a discernible bump through the actuation. Meaning at that 1.5 millimeter actuation distance, you are going to feel a slight bump on the keys, as opposed to the linear, which you wouldn't feel anything. The main difference with the tactile as opposed to the clicky is the tactile is not going to have the loud clicky sound when you're typing on it, which I think a lot of people do prefer. So taking a look at the unboxing for the tactile here, what's nice is you can always take a look at the box if you're not sure something about our product. So you can just either look at the top or the sides or just see where any of the information is. So on the back here, we have a ton of information on the keyboard itself. Talks about our light speed functionality, also our light sync RGB, and our GL tactile switch as well. Also the aluminum magnesium top that we have on our brand new keyboard. So let's go ahead and open it up and take a look at everything that comes inside of it. So we have a couple pieces of tape you have to undo on the bottom of it. I went ahead and did those already. And then when we open it up, we have the entire keyboard here in plastic. I did open it once already, so I did put it back just so we could show you what the unboxing experience is like. So you'll take that out. You have this in full plastic, and you just go ahead and take off the plastic so it comes off like an envelope, basically. And you're able to slide the plastic off. I'll go ahead and set that off to the side. And then under the keyboard here, we have the adapter. So this is actually a female-to-female adapter. What that allows you to do is connect your USB dongle, which you get inside the box, and you can see how it even says G915 TKL on the adapter there. Now, of course, you could just plug this directly into your computer if you want. But what's nice is we give you this female-to-female micro USB to USB adapter, so that way you can plug in the adapter into the connector here, and then you can take your cable, and when you're not charging your keyboard, you can just run that to your computer, and then you can just plug in the adapter on the end of the cable. What that allows you to do is move the adapter closer to you, so that way you're going to have a better connection, because it'll be away from your computer. It'll also be closer to your keyboard. So just a nice little benefit that we give you. Also inside the box, we got a quick start guide, talks about everything inside the box with you. Get a cool Logitech G sticker. Always love saving these for all my gear. And then in here we also have a small manual and of course the packaging that has to come with it. This talks about a little bit about the Logitech G story inside here as well. So this is everything that's inside the box. Pretty simple, nothing too fancy. Of course your most important parts are the cable, the USB adapter, and of course the keyboard itself. So I'll go ahead and set this off to the side, and we'll chat through the G915 TKL keyboard. Cool, guys. So chatting about the G915 TKL, it's really an amazing piece of hardware. So I'll turn on the power here in a second, but let's just cover it first, talking about the keyboard itself, and then we'll actually jump into the different features on it as well. So as we just take a look over the keyboard here, you're going to notice a few things. It's got a really nice carbon fiber, carbon looking finish, almost like a gunmetal finish to it. So it's got that gray finish, and you can see the sheen coming off the keys here, which is really nice. All black keycaps. If we power it on, you'll see those light up, and we got our power switch right here on the top. You can see it here on camera. You also have your charging port here on top as well. Now, what's nice is you can run this keyboard wired or wireless if you want to. So just plug in the USB cable directly to your computer. It'll charge the keyboard and it'll run it over wired cable also. Before I power on the keyboard, just take a look at the back of it real quick. So back here, you do have your kickstand. So you have two different sizes. You have a 4-degree and an 8-degree. You also have an adapter pocket here, so you can store your USB adapter, which is great for the portability purposes. With this entire keyboard being very short, only about 13 or so inches long. With that, it is going to give you the ability to be a lot more portable and keep the USB adapter with you. Then you have all your product information on the back here, and it would signify right here whether it is tactile, clicky, or linear, and you can see tactile right there also. Try to bring it up for the camera so you can see that a little bit better. So it actually says what model it is on there. So in case you guys are ever unsure of what keyboard that you're using from Logitech. So we'll go ahead and flip it around, power this on. You'll see it change to the blue dot there. That way you know it's powered on. And then we have our full RGB on the keyboard as well. Camera's probably going to bug out a little bit, so I'll try to change between some of the options and get that focus back on, because with all the RGB lighting, it does mess up the camera sensor sometimes and causes it to come unfocused. So we'll do as good as possible to get it back into focus for you here. Sometimes switching between some of the options does help a little bit. So now you can see full RGB lighting. What's nice is you can actually tap this lighting button here and it'll actually dim it between 5 different modes. So 100%, 80%, 60%, 40%, 20%, and then power off. So you do have a lot of different brightness modes, which will also help save battery life for you. So now one thing that's really an improvement over the regular G915 to the G915 TKL, because you don't have all those additional switches on the 10 key, you're actually going to get more battery life on this keyboard. So about 40 hours of battery life, and that's with full RGB 100% lighting on the keyboard itself. Really incredible how far we've come with wireless mechanical keyboards, especially with RGB and the ability to transfer information with our Lightspeed technology at 1 millisecond. So really incredible improvement on the battery life, which is really impressive overall. We'll start at the top left corner and work our way down to the bottom right corner. So of course you have your full RGB G logo here at the top. Next on the list here, this is going to be our Light Sync or our Lightspeed capability. Light Sync is the RGB, Lightspeed is the connection. Next, we'll have Bluetooth connections, so you can switch back and forth between those. So it's nice with our wireless keyboards. With most of them in our lineup, they allow you to connect to multiple devices. And the G915 TKL is no different. We actually allow you to connect via USB, which is ideal for gaming. That's going to give you the 1 millisecond report rate light speed capability, and then also via Bluetooth as well. Via Bluetooth, that would be more for casual use, or if you're connecting to a streaming PC, you can switch back and forth between those, and it gives you that really nice multi-use capability. Next on the buttons up here is going to be what we call our gaming button, and you could turn that on or off, and I'll activate that right now. So with the gaming button, basically what that allows you to do is that allows you to specify certain keys on the keyboard that you're not going to be using. So say when I'm gaming that I don't want the Windows key to turn on, or the caps lock, or maybe even tab. You can go into our G Hub software, you can choose those specific keys, and whenever you turn on your gaming button, those keys are going to be deactivated, so that way you don't accidentally hit them when you're gaming. Really nice feature that we offer on almost all of our gaming keyboards. Next on the list is your lighting scheme here, so you can do all the dimming if you want to. You can turn off the lighting altogether by tapping it down. And another nice feature in most of our keyboards, we have the ability to switch through built-in lighting schemes. So you just hold down the lighting button and tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on which one you want. So 1 would be a color wave shifting one direction, 2 is color wave shifting the other direction, 3 is going to be a color wave emanating from the center of the keyboard itself, and then 4 would be a color wave shifting up from the keyboard. And then 5 is going to be a color cycle, which means it's going to cycle the keyboard overall color through different options. And on last but not least is 6 here, one of my personal favorites. And this one's really cool because when you're typing on the keyboard, it'll actually show when you tap on a key. So if I tap on this J here, it'll create like a wave effect, what they call ripple inside of G Hub. So really cool ripple effect. A lot of fun on camera when you're playing games and stuff and people are watching you, because it actually creates this like kaleidoscope effect when you're typing on it. One of my favorite animations that we have, and we have a bunch of other ones inside of G Hub. These are just ones that are automatically pre-programmed into your keyboard itself. So you have those built in. 7 is a breathing option. Breathing means it slowly goes in and out of color. And then right now, 8 and 9 are currently breathing as well, but you can also set up presets to the keyboard, so you can choose your own animation and actually assign those to those last numbers. So that way you have your own personal animation that you like a lot, and you don't need a computer to activate that. So we'll just go back to something like our standard color wave here, because it shows off all of the great colors. Next on the list, you'll just see the light speed icon, just meaning that it is our wireless keyboard with that 1 millisecond report rate. You also do have up here the caps lock and battery indicators. So when it's charging, you'll see that it's green, meaning it's charged. If it needs battery or it's less than 15%, it'll show a red LED icon there. And then right below that, we also do have your caps lock LED as well. So you can see when your caps lock's turned on and off. Last but not least, we do have our media transport keys as well. So we haven't lost anything moving from the 915 to the 915 TKL. They just all put it into a smaller package, which is really nice. The only thing that you're missing is the 10 key itself, but all of the media keys and all of the other functions from the 915 are still here. So we have the previous track or back track, play, pause, skip track or forward track, and then also we have the mute button, and then last but not least we have this cute little volume roller here, and it's just a smaller version of what was on the G915 previous to that. So this is the entire keyboard itself, all packaged into only 22 millimeters of thickness. So it's super thin, super light, super comfortable. If you go to a lot of gaming events and you travel a lot, this is a no-brainer because this makes it a lot easier to travel with your keyboard. Very light and comfortable. And then if we could kind of see from the camera here, we got this aluminum metal top here, which gives it a really nice premium feel, and actually curves around the corners and the side also. So it's got a really nice curved beveled edge to it. So all of this, a really incredible package with the newest technology, incredible battery life, and our 3 different switches. Current MSRP is $229, and that's US American. And we just launched it, so we'll be seeing it on the shelves shortly. But this is the newest keyboard from the Logitech G lineup. So it's not limited, of course, to the tactile. Like I said, there was a clicky and also a linear as well. So what I'll do here is I'll do a quick sound test, I guess, as best as we can on the microphone here. So I have a clicky and I have a linear version also. So we'll kind of hear what the differences between those are. So we'll start with the linear, which should technically be the most silent, I guess, if you want to say that. And we'll quickly take a look at what that sounds like. So we'll do a quick sound test. So as you can see, the linear looks identical to the tactile, which looks identical to the clicky. It's really all about the switches and personal preference at the end of the day. There's really no difference other on the keyboard. It's all what you personally prefer, whether you like the linear experience, whether you like the tactile experience, or whether you like the clicky experience. So first, we'll just do a quick sound test on the linear. You shouldn't really hear anything, but I'll tap this real quick. A little bit of a sound. I can see the microphone picking up there. Not too bad at all. Next, we'll try a tactile switch so you can hear what the low profile tactile switch sounds like. A little bit more indication. Got a little bit of a bump on that one, not too loud at all. Still gives you a really nice tactile feel when you're typing on it. And last but not least is going to be the clicky keyboard. So this should be the most audible out of all of them. So I'll go ahead and turn this off. And you can hear that one's going to be much louder and much clickier than the other two sounds out there. So again, it's all personal preference at the end of the day. I know my coworkers yell at me for typing on my clicky keyboard next to my microphone. So if that's a situation that you're in, you may want to consider a tactile or a linear switch so it's not as loud. Personally, I love the clicky experience. It gives you that feel when you're typing on it, that audible click. And it's just so rewarding to type on a low profile keyboard and still get that same clicky experience. Before this, I did use our Pro X keyboard, which is also clicky, and it uses our GX switches, which is a standard height switch. And I can tell you from switching from the standard Pro X keyboard 10 key list to the G915 10 key list, it is a complete difference in terms of the experience. And I personally love the low profile switches much more than I liked the original switches. And it's all personal preference at the end of the day. There's nothing wrong with standard height switches, but I just love the low profile switches on our 915 TKL, also on our standard 915, and also on our G815 as well. So something for you to consider. So again, just a recap of everything this keyboard has to offer. It offers incredible light speed capability, which is our wireless performance, the ability to transfer information to your computer in 1 millisecond. So that way a wired keyboard is not going to act any different from our wireless keyboards in our lineup. It also has our light sync capabilities, which that allows you to sync the lighting on this keyboard to any of our other products in our lineup, like our Logitech G502 Lightspeed mouse or any of our other light up RGB Logitech gaming products that we have in our lineup. You can actually sync the lighting scheme across all of those products. You can personalize each key if you want to. You can also change the color on them and customize them, create your own color schemes, or we have a ton of different animations as well. And of course, you can also set up macros also. If you see right on the F keys here, and I'll try to get this on camera as best as possible, right below the F keys, there's actually some insignia right there, which is actually our memory bank that we've had on all of our other keyboards. So you can use your F keys on this keyboard as macros as well, and that can all be set up in our G Hub software. Last but not least, it does give you an incredible 40 hours of battery life, and it's rechargeable. Just plug it in with the micro USB cable that we provide. Also, low profile switches with the 2.7 millimeter travel distance and 1.5 millimeter actuation distance. And that's in clicky, tactile, or linear. And they're all called our GL switches. And you'll see those on other switches inside our Logitech lineup. And then just a beautiful crafted aluminum alloy magnesium top. Super comfortable, very durable as well, and the ability to store your USB dongle inside the keyboard are all just really amazing features. So that's pretty much it for us today, guys. I hope you got a chance to learn something new and amazing about our awesome G915 TKL keyboard. As you can see, it's just built with the gamer in mind, being super premium details, build quality, and everything that you know and come and love from Logitech products in just a smaller package, easier to take with you, easier to use, and just overall a really awesome keyboard. So thanks for joining me again, guys. We'll be back again tomorrow with the same presentation, along with other presentations from our team on Logitech G equipment and other equipment within the Logitech lineup. Make sure to follow and subscribe so that way you can check out all of our videos that we do live on this channel. Hope you can join us again for one of our other trainings. Hopefully you stop by again soon. Thanks so much. Have a great day and take care.